Glasses up. I just got my vitamin B. I don't have any
She
alcohol.
got
Hello,
gummies.
everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes. Everybody else is glasses up, and
Mhm.
am I the only one not drinking? I think so. I think so. Hello, Myra.
Oh,
Oh,
hello, hello.
hey, Myra. How are you?
I'm hydrated.
Okay, sure you are. Young Quinn, you are hydrated and you're fluorinated.
Yes, I had a fabulous date over the weekend where he came over. He does use he, him pronouns. It is a mask identified person. So he came over
So
and he brought
confused.
groceries and he said, we're going to cook together. And we made salmon that's stuffed with shrimp and spinach artichoke dip. We made some Alfredo sauce and pasta. And then we made some broccoli. And then he also made dessert, which is like a strawberry, like, shortcake situation. It was very,
And you
very.
weren't dessert
Mm,
after all of that?
I didn't say that,
mm.
but I do have this
Wow.
leftover liquor.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
Okay.
all right.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
does,
Wow.
does
Nah.
he
When
him have an uncle or a dad?
Actually, he is a dad. So
No, darling.
Yolanda's gonna kill me. Yes, he does have some brothers. But we've known each other for years. This has actually been my friend for years, for a
Oh,
very, very long
that's
time.
nice.
And
That
so
is
now
yeah.
we're finally in the same state, and this is our second date. But this one was not planned. And so it was just, this is the first time I've actually cooked with somebody. And you guys know I just moved in. So I was like, okay, I need you to know I don't have nothing in my kitchen. I barely got salt. And he came over with the seasoning. He bought me all these utensils. He bought me a whole like lemon squeezer thing.
Oh,
Like he
nice.
just brought
Not the
all
lemon
Oh,
squeezer. Y'all practically
the
engaged.
lemon squeezer.
yes.
Yeah.
Chicory does exist. Good black
Yes.
men
A
Yes.
man
exist.
who comes with his
Yes,
own
yes,
lemon
they
squeezer.
do. Yes, they
Wow.
do. But
Wow.
that's
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 awesome.
what makes it fun. And no matter what, that will always be a memorable experience.
Yep.
Yes, I
Mhm,
know. That's
mhm.
what I'm excited
That's
about.
that's why I always say make great memories. Make great
That's
memories.
that's right. And a good meal. So I
Hmm.
mean,
Oh, okay.
whoa,
I say,
nice.
Yes.
when in doubt, grill some onions. Okay.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
right. Always. Always.
Stephen Hill, top that.
I can't really, other than Joe Biden doing his Tyreek Stevenson impersonation today.
Okay, we'll talk
Uh,
about that later. We'll get to that later. Okay.
how you figure I'm not going to start? Wait, the Joe Biden part or the Tyreek Stevenson we're talking about later? Which one you want to talk
Both.
about later?
Both.
Okay, how you figure you'll get me on the show and not have that be the thing I start with? How you
Oh.
Because
figure?
just
How you
because
figure the
because
Bears
because
losing to the Commanders are not going to be the thing that I come on the show to start with? Let's do that later. Really? Nobody, y'all didn't think this through? All right, never mind. I'm doing great.
Who's the Commanders?
Quinn for the win. Quinn for the win.
I know
Score,
who the Bears
girl.
are, but I don't know who the
Quinn
Commanders
for the win.
Score.
They're the Washington football
it's a
team.
little football team.
They're the Washington football team who won a game that they should have won, but then they should have lost, but then they won on
Okay.
Sunday. The greatest finish of the season by far, possibly ever in football. Ever.
And for
Oh.
one man to say that it was the greatest finish ever
That's right. That's
about
right.
another man, that's something. Yes, Myra.
No. I know. I'm like, he had to be talking about that Bears game.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, I don't watch football anymore.
Oh
So,
my
yeah.
God.
Right, I thought we're supposed to
But
be
you saw that
boycotting
though.
the NFL.
But Sybil,
No.
you saw that. You saw that. Don't
No.
try. Okay, fine. All right.
Can we talk about baseball? Didn't we win? Didn't the Dodgers win? Did we
No,
win?
they did not
No, the
win
Dodgers
last night.
lost
Yes,
last
They're
night.
about to win though. It
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Last night they were
I need
on
two World
the step,
Series.
and they were ready to take that step to history. And no, they are now 3-1.
Well, this will be my second World Series parade, so I'm excited. Let's
Oh,
see
good
how
for
turned
you.
up that
Good for
bacon.
you. Okay.
very
Well,
nice.
we will talk about that coming up too. I'm glad everybody's okay. Let's talk a little bit about the newsletter. We got to get Quinn in because she got schooling to do.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our Monday through Friday newsletter in which we seek to super serve the African American community with the stories and also our young contributors. Their areas of expertise. Our LGBTQIA plus contributor Kwyn Townsend Riley is reporting on a study of adolescents and post gender affirming care satisfaction.
Let me tell y'all how specific I had to be in this title, because I remember the last time I wrote about an article and Stephen was like, but you did not put this specifically from the study. So I said little to no regret. Little to no regret. Because I was about to put no regret, but I was like, let me actually be specific and not, manipulate.
That was the right thing. That was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do.
So in this study that was published in JAMA Pediatrics, JAMA Pediatrics, conducted by Princeton psychologists, it showed that adolescents who receive gender-affirming medical care, so who have either taken hormone blockers or have gotten some type of gender-affirming surgery, such as top surgery, have little to no regrets. So this survey was conducted with 269 youths from Canada as well as the United States. That was a range of racial and ethnic identities and categories. Overwhelmingly, majority, 97%, so 235 of the 269 expressed high levels of satisfaction and continue to receive gender affirming care throughout their adulthood, while there was 4%, which was about like less than 12, 9 kids exactly, who expressed regret with some aspect of their care, but not regret in pursuing the gender affirming care, regret that they had chosen to get hormone related therapy and not like the hormone blockers. And they also expressed just like a negative side effect with the blockers. But out of those 4 kids, some of them did choose to continue their treatment. 4 more chose to stop all gender affirming care, and 1 stated that they plan to stop altogether. And this study was conducted over a decade, so from like 2013 up until 2023. And the youth were identified between ages 12 or older. And I wanted to specifically highlight this study because 1, it was new, but 2, like when we talk about gender affirming care for youth, a lot of folks, specifically elected officials, try to illustrate it as if young people will regret it. So for example, Trump said that the left-wing gender insanity being pushed in on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. And he enumerated the ways that he would use his executive power to prevent people from transitioning and punish schools and hospitals that support transgender young people. But we forget that trans adults were once trans youth. Mm-hmm. And in this specific study that was conducted, we can see that like the data tells it all, that young people are not regretting something that they feel within their body, something that they know to be true. And we also have the Republican Representative Pepper Ottman of Wyoming, who said this past February about their state ban, because I talk a lot about the state bans where states are not allowing young people to receive any type of gender affirming care, let that be curriculum, let that be medical, or let that be social, where you have therapists that are also like making sure to use their preferred pronouns. This representative said that we need to protect these children from lifelong mistakes. This is talking about physical changes that are not natural. These things are not good. Again, insinuating that this is something that children are going to regret, which we know now that nobody's actually regretting when they become little to no people. Are regretting this.
Come on now. Come on, check. By the way, check your text. Check your text right now.
I'm not by my phone. I'm trying to be full.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay.
It's all the way over there. But
yes. Then I'll have to bring it up. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So yes. What do you guys say? I made a mistake.
So no. I don't think it's you. I think someplace in the documentation, because 234 out of 269 is actually 87%. It's not 97%. Oh, okay. It's 80. So I think it's somewhere in the data that you got. Okay. But I think that the little to no, look, I've said on the show before, I think for them to ban counseling is the most ridiculous thing in the world. For people to ban anything kind of non-medically related is the stupidest thing in the world. I do think there's a challenge with medical youth and medical, only because like 13% is a lot. 13% who regret or have a challenge with it is a lot. I think those 13% and every other of the 87 should be able to express it in ways that don't include things that are non-reversible or hard to reverse. That's all. Mm-hmm. But I think that any ban against counseling is just stupid. Any banning against being able to express yourself in a way is stupid. I feel
this is a topic that's big news in the state of Texas in the senatorial fight between Cruz and Allred. And Allred, the Democrat, has tried to be as progressive as he can, but in a state like Texas, the Republicans won't allow you to be that progressive, and talks about, sending your children off to school in the morning and they are one sex and they come home in the afternoon and they're another sex. That's how ridiculous the
I
conversation
know,
is.
like it's some kind of voodoo magic that presto change
Ritual.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, go home now.
And nobody is saying you are being ridiculous.
Mhm.
You are making this out to be just such a ridiculous notion. It's not about sending your child off to school one day and they whisk them away and start all of the not just, maybe the blockers, maybe no surgery, the blockers, you name it. They're talking about it all happening in one fell swoop. Um, that's why this whole notion, and it's so difficult to have this conversation because you're not even talking about the steps, you're not even talking about the child and the mental and all of the things that go into this. um, it's it's a question, and I hope that we get to the point in the next administration where both sides are working together, not at odds the way they are now, and talk about this. And the more the conservatives who have transgendered or who are parents of transgender children, and they will talk about it from their perspective in a hopes to kind of to have a bridge there, Kwyn, because this is just it's just so disturbing. We can't even have conversations about how kids feel about it after. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I thought that's why this one was so cool, because it followed them from when they were 12
Right.
up until they are adults. And the fact that still only one out of this overwhelmingly like close to 300 young people, like at the age of 12, only one person decided to stop all gender affirming care is such a low statistic for me, that even shows for me was like, wow, like at 12 years old, you guys really are not only understanding the implications, but you know your body. And
Right.
I think this is such a contentious issue. One, because like a lot of folks still believe in the gender binary and our definitions of what actually is a man and a woman. That's one thing that we just had to unpack, in another sermon or lecture. But also just like what autonomy, what independence, and what insight actually does a young person that's under the age of 18 actually have. And if we're telling them that because you're 12 years old, you actually don't know your body, then what else are we telling them? What exactly do they know at 12 years old? If they don't know themselves, what exactly do they know? And how
Nothing.
else are we
12-year-olds don't know nothing.
encouraging
12 years
that?
don't know nothing. 12-year-olds don't know nothing. I'm fine with that. 12-year-olds don't know anything, and that's fine. They're in the process of learning. That's the whole point. They're in the process of learning. So at 12, there is no ceiling like, oh, I know what my thing is for anything, for whether it be like what sport I want to play, who I want to be as a person. So I think that's the point. At 12, you're still learning. So you should be able to express it. If you are a cisgendered male and you want to dress up in traditional, I'm going to use the right words, traditional cis female clothing, you should be able to do that. You should be able to express that, but it doesn't mean you want to do that for the rest of your life. And that's the challenge I have when you say like, when it is said that like, making a decision at 12-year-olds that could affect you for the rest of your life is a challenge. Heck, I got a 20-year-old. He's 20 years old today. I don't want him to make a decision for the rest of his life.
I just want states to allow people to have that choice. And I think removing the ability for families to have that choice is not in a direction of keeping youth alive. I think when states are choosing to actually enact bans, you're really murdering a lot of young people, and you're really murdering their opportunity to actually make that choice. Whether it be the right choice for them or not, we don't know. But the only way we know is if we actually allow them to make that choice. And I think that's what's important.
And here they're talking about, well, nobody wants their daughter to go into the bathroom and see a boy from her 7th grade biology class, using and it's a stall. They're not even at urinals in the girls' bathrooms. You know what I mean? And it's that kind of just juvenile discussion that they're having. I hope that they do raise the discussion level.
I will say this in terms of juvenile discussions. So I come from a time where we used to go to the clubs, and the clubs used to have men and women's, and then they started having unisex bathrooms. And I admit, the first time I went to a stall next to a woman, I was like, oh, this is different. But the point is, it is a stall, and you get used to it once. It's, again, everything is over time, right? Everything
Right.
goes over time. It's stunning. It's shocking at first, but then over time you realize when you think it all the way through, like, oh, there's no way they can get from that stall to this stall. I'm not going to worry. Like all that stuff you get through.
When you visit Europe, and
Right.
and the bathrooms over there, you just go in. And I had gone in, one of my other cousins went in, but the last cousin, she wasn't with us initially.
Mhm.
And she came to our table and said, "Oh, I have to use the bathroom." And we just sat back and waited. When I tell you, she came in and out like she was in a revolving door, and she was like, "It's a man in the bathroom." I'm like,
and that too, that shocking, like it just always it's curious for me because it's like, what assumptions are we making about gender-based violence? Like, why are we assuming that something bad or evil is going to go wrong because there's a man, a mask identified person, and a femme identified person in the same situation? Like, with that trauma, that trigger that's happening is something we all should go to therapy for, and something that we should all honestly talk about, because I don't want to assume anyway that if I'm around someone that is mask identifying, that I'm in gender, that I'm nervous or scared about myself. Like, I just don't want to do that. And some people could call that naive, but that's the piece that I'm trying to find, I guess.
What's mask identifying?
Mask identifying versus femme identifying is someone that uses.
Oh, Matt, got it. I got it. Okay. I'm saying, hey, we abbreviating right now. Got it.
Yeah, I would just say men, but then sometimes people, when I say men, people just assume I'm talking about all cis folks. And then I go ahead and, shake it up by talking about trans people. People are like, whoa. It's just like, okay, well, let me say mask identifying people so then people know who I'm talking about. But
mask short for
masculine.
Yes.
Oh,
not,
yes.
Not mascara. It's mask.
Oh, that would have been
cute. So thank you, Kwyn, for that discussion. Also in the Wednesday newsletter, it's Black and Missing Day. And this story is about Naila Azari Johnson, has been missing from San Antonio, Texas, for the last week, October 25th. The 16-year-old was last seen on Judson Road, and she is described as I said, 16, medium brown complexion, 5 feet 5 inches tall, 110 pounds, black shoulder length hair, and brown eyes. Take a look at her picture in the What You Need to Know newsletter. If you've seen her, please go to the Black and Missing Foundation website, and let's try to connect her with the folks that are looking for her and desperate to find her. Also in the newsletter, great entries from Cherie White, and 10 foods you should be eating if you are not getting enough fiber in your diet. And she even goes into what is fiber and why do we need it. Soluble fiber dissolves in water, and health benefits of fiber, reduces the risk of certain cancers, and apples are always a good thing to start out with in terms of getting fiber in your diets.
Sybil, that was some good reading. That was good reading, and I would like to thanks to my intake of nuts and oats like that. Guess where I read it?
In the newsletter.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. Didn't go well. All right, keep going. Sorry. Did not go as I planned it.
Okay. Also, a really interesting story in the HBCU corner, as the Yale polo team is hosting the Morehouse College in the first HBCU polo team.
They hosted them on October 11th. They did.
Yeah. The Yale men's polo team kicked off their fall season historic first match against the House, the first polo team at a historically Black college in the United States. After 2 years of discussions between the two college clubs, they got out the Peloponnese and they went to with the sticks, and they did their thing, which was really pretty cool. They got lacrosse and now polo.
They do. And shout out to Yale, our good friend Kevin Griffith who went to Yale. Let me know when I showed him that article. Let him know that at the height of the civil rights movement, Howard University oarsmen in crew also wrote against larger white programs, including Yale. You want to make sure that we all knew that Yale has a history with HBCUs and trying to make them come together. So, yeah, Yale.
I wonder if they wrote the
I
Whipping Proof song too. Yeah, that's a great little known Black history fact to know about the crew team because Kevin is a master crewer.
yes.
Yes. All right, so let's move to the what's really going on question, and really quite simple. Myra looks confused overall, not even bemused. Just, I think if Kwyn or Stephen Hill shared some of their liquid enhancements with you, perhaps that might help.
Yes, it would.
Sorry, Mom.
Because I read the newsletter part about the fiber while I was in the. Never mind. I let it go.
Wow. Okay.
TMI.
Okay.
TMI.
That's why I
But
thought you were talking about.
Thank you, Kwyn. Thank you for getting it, Kwyn. Thank you.
It's a Scorpio thing.
Okay, birthday girl to be. Okay, don't blame it on the signs. Okay. Hey, go. All right. So, if you could choose your own superpower, what would it be? Why are you turning your nose up at that? Because Stephen Hill, you don't.
No,
need
no, no.
it?
Mine's easy. Mine's easy. I know exactly what mine would be. I know exactly what it would be.
Well, share with us.
I'll go first. Yeah, sure. I would. It would be to never get tired. Never get tired and never need sleep. I would be, if I could be up for 24 hours a day and not ever get tired and feel fully rested for all those 20, that would be the superpower that I would want. Not even a question. Forget flying, forget seeing through things, forget faster than a speeding bullet. I would just love to never, ever be tired and be up for 24 hours straight.
Wow. I know a lot of people that would go, please, God, let him fall asleep. Please, please.
I know.
Baby, you need some milk.
Okay? Their superpower would be to not be able to tune out my voice. I'm good with that.
How lonely that would be though when everybody's sleeping. What would you do?
Work, read, all the things I don't have time to do when everybody's up and I'm up. It's a little less now that I'm
not a 9-to-5er.
Now that I'm retired, it's a little better, but I would still love to never be tired. It's kind of a dual thing: never be tired and never have to sleep. Oh.
Wow.
Whew.
I just think sleep is such a wonderful thing, and the fact that I don't get a lot of it, I crave it sometimes.
But you think sleep is a wonderful thing because you like how you feel on the end of a really good sleep.
Yeah.
What if you felt that way all of the time? What if you felt on the end of a good sleep 24 hours and you didn't need the sleep to feel that way? That's my point.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Myra?
Well, he kind of poo-pooed on mine, but I don't care. If I could teleport myself anywhere, just zoom, and I'm there.
So, in other words, if you're going on vacation to the Greek Isles, and you could just go,
and I'm there,
and you don't have to go to the airport, you don't have to worry about your ski assignment. You know,
and there's a Greek man who's trying to court me, and I'm not trying to hear what he says. I'm in Africa.
You leave that party
right in the middle of the falafel, right there, right in the middle of his hummus. I'd be gone before he can dip it. I'm out.
Before he can dip it is crazy.
So that is our question of the day. We're going to go to young Kwyn with if you could choose your superpower, and asking people who are watching and listening, if you could choose your superpower, what would it be, young Kwyn?
I would like to heal people. Like I would really like to help my grandma walk again. And I will also really love the ability. I really loved Storm growing up. Mm-hmm. So I would like the ability to control the weather.
Yeah. I thought about that too. I thought that might be yours, Myra, since you're such the weather bunny.
Why would I want to control the weather if I don't like it? Go where I like it.
Go somewhere else.
Just leave. Like, oh my goodness, it's not sunny here. Shoot, go where it's sunny.
I think Kwyn's onto something. If we could possibly make it storm and rain and flood in all the rural areas of Pennsylvania while making it sunshine and bright in all the urban areas of Pennsylvania.
Who do you think you are, a Democrat?
Next Tuesday. That's good. That's good, Kwyn. Now we're working.
Well, I'd like you to do it in Dallas, Fort Worth, so our water bills aren't so high. So just bring the rain once or twice a week, and we're good. So no,
something where it's like sunny and then like snowy and like somebody's living room, just something. But also like it's something environmental. I will also think about shifting too, because I'm just thinking about what would be good for like other people. And I know like environmental violence is something that's been on my heart heavy, as well as just folks who are still not recovering from COVID. So it's just like, I would really, really like to help those people too.
I would like to help people who are just so damn conservative and set in their ways to be open. I would just love to have the magical powers to have people be more open to the ideas and the suggestions of others, and not be so damn married and set in stone and in their ways and believe that their way is the only way. I know that's the beauty of the world and everybody having different opinions, but not so much that you are just so intractable.
Yeah.
See,
I feel like we're all.
I would just leave their miserable ass. That's the beauty of being able to just teleport yourself.
There you go. There you go. Teleport.
Once again,
Teleporting is winning. Teleporting is winning for
Okay,
sure.
teleporting is winning.
Be clear. Teleporting is winning.
Teleporting, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Myra J wins. Okay, let's go home. Steve, you said we're all like that. All of us are so set in our ways.
We all think we're open, and then there's certain ways that when they're challenged, we are absolutely stuck in. So I think we're all intractable in some ways. It's just we think people who don't necessarily agree with us are intractable because they don't agree with us, and we don't agree with them, and they believe we're intractable. But there are some beliefs you hold on to that you can't be talked out of, no matter who's doing the talking or what's being said.
Some of us have been talked out of some things. And you know, even though we grew up thinking one thing, we were talked out of.
Well, there was some
And,
alcohol.
and others you hold on to like it's luggage.
Well, it is luggage, as a matter of fact.
We should choose one word that anytime one of us say one word, we have to take a drink one show. I think I know what that could be.
Well,
Said like someone who's already had a few.
Okay. Yolanda, do we have any?
You know what's a good idea?
And I got a better idea.
You know what's a good
Let's
idea?
call it.
What's a
Wait,
good
let's call it
idea?
the drinking
Wah,
game. Okay.
Why did that sound like that? I haven't even.
And then we're gonna drink.
My
Shirley
soror
Ann
said,
Davis on Facebook says my superpower would be prayer.
"Amen, soror, amen."
For the world.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that looks like as your superpower. Could you be? I know you want to get it in, but if you could come back with a little bit of an explanation about that, Kwyn, perhaps you understand your soror speak.
I think just the power of the tongue. That's probably what she's talking about.
Well, we all like
prayer
that.
you would say,
If
I'm
you
thinking.
don't, you should go back and do some homework. Yolanda, someone that's wanted to be invisible. Brenda, Brooks Perry on YouTube, invisible, so I could walk into a bank and
No,
just
it's the
get
walking
there.
out of the bank, Brenda. That's when you want to be invisible.
And can you make the money invisible instead of just seeing the money just kind of waft its way out of the bank? Yeah. Manuel Murphy on Facebook. Shirley, mine would be Star Trek, energized anywhere. Wow.
It's like teleport. Let's teleport.
Yeah.
Myra's teleporting.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was something else.
Let's cut her off, shall we? Gwen Webb on Facebook. I don't promote violence, but my superpower would be going around slapping folks who need it and then disappearing. Bap, bap, bap. Yo, I'm gone.
That's a great. That's a great visual, by the way.
I know.
It really is. That really is a great visual.
And who would you start with?
Oh, I don't think I would start. I mean, let me be clear. It's not the person I would start with, but I think all of Chicago would start with Tyreek Stevenson. I'm sorry, I love that too much.
He's just trying to get the.
He's trying to get to that segment.
No. You asked me a question. That would be my question. That's what I answered the question.
Okay. His team won, I guess. Dora Levette Tiggs on Facebook. Rid the world of prejudices towards the races. Nobody likes horse racing. Greyhounds.
You know, I have always said they have all these days now. You know, this is Love Your Cat Day, or this is Vegetable Day. I said, wouldn't it be great if we could have a no hate day around the world, just for that experience? If for 24 hours, by some miracle, there was no hate anywhere, truly peace on earth. for 24
That's a
hours.
tremendous superpower.
If you could just imagine that.
I'd
That'd
like
be great.
to teach the world to sing
Yep.
in perfect harmony.
Of course,
There
the
you
chaos,
go.
the chaos of hour 25 is a little too much for me there.
And then we would implode trying to
It's
catch
ridiculous.
up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is brilliant. Barbara Ferguson, I would make my body snatched every time I had somewhere to go. Come
There
on
you
now.
go.
That's
There you
right.
go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have a few more minutes. So, what is your superpower? What would you like to do? What is the one thing you would like to be invisible? Would you like to teleport, the way Myra says? What is it you? And I think Kwyn's is very humanitarian, like to heal, a family member or something on that order. I think that also says a lot. Robert Watson on Facebook, being God.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
I am
a
too.
big one.
It's a lot of work, player. It's a lot of work. I'm not sure. Like
Yeah.
you think you want that, but then it's like you realize the workload that comes along with that. You'd be like, maybe not so much so.
And every time you turn around, they're calling out your name. You're like, what? What?
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
somebody else
No,
did
is it
say,
good? Is it a good thing? Oh, or are they just having relations? All right.
somebody else
you figure
did
out
say
which way
that
to
they
go.
wanted to be able to slap somebody when they weren't, so it's pretty much the same thing.
That's brilliant. That would be so brilliant. Every time they want to talk about a damn football game. Healing power, says Sharon D. Humphrey Fletcher on Facebook. A healing power. Have the power to heal. Janet Ferguson on Facebook. Travel, travel, travel. You are a traveling bunny. Whatever comes to mind, whatever country, state, that's wherever I will disappear to. Good for you. She wants the power to travel and go far and wide.
Nice.
Yeah, that's neat. That's very neat. Kwyn, I am looking at the clock. I'm very well aware. I know you have schooling to do.
No, it starts at 8, so I'm gonna be on here until about 7:50.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Trying to
Look
get
at
over
you.
all of my
Look
bosses.
at you.
Okay.
Nice.
And she takes another swig. You don't want us to make you some coffee?
I don't
Oh
drink.
no. Yeah, she's like, coffee. Who would put that in their body? Hand me another shot.
No
baby.
shame. I just don't like the taste. No shame to anybody. I just never really like the taste. I love the smell. I think the color is beautiful. I always say my grandmother's complexion is a coffee with 3 creams. So I think it's very gorgeous. I just don't like the taste.
Olay.
I don't like the taste of it. So I'm a Celsius girl or a green tea. And I just got this bottle from date night. So I brought it out to play. But I haven't been drinking, Mom, I promise. Because I know she's going to text me after the show. I have not been drinking today.
Okay, there will be a breathalyzer after the show.
Oh, God.
DHP on YouTube says that was beautiful, Kwyn. Your parents really raised you and Cam to be caring young people. Nice.
Exactly.
Very
Yep.
nice. Very nice. Pamela Sullivan on Facebook, the power to stop stupidity. You'd have a lot of work ahead of you.
You're going to be busy.
Oh my God.
Just in the United States.
Right.
Just in my contacts list.
Just here in this
For
country.
real. That's a beautiful thing though. Stop stupidity. Gwen Turner on YouTube, to have the gourmet meal of choice every day. I would love that.
I would like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And a really handsome chef to put that all together.
Or plural. It can be 2 or 3.
Okay. One for breakfast, one for snacks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let us move to
Did you say your superpower
unless
already?
you have, huh?
Did you say your superpower already?
Yeah, I think I did.
Oh.
Yolanda, do we have any others as you want to wrap up, or can we move on?
They were going
Okay,
off
I
in the
think that is a
comments.
moving on. Okay. All right, let's move to trending topics. Stephen Hill, you
What's that?
celebrated your birthday and you had a good one.
Had a great birthday. My wife performed at Yoshi's in the Bay Area. She sang me happy birthday, sang a song that is not hers, that is one that I absolutely love. It's a song called Destiny by 07. And I cried like a little baby. And then she came up to the audience. She sang happy birthday and she said, okay. And then they started playing The Closer I Get to You. She sang Roberta Flack. Now, it took me halfway through her verse until I realized she's about to hand this mic to me for the Donny Hathaway part. Like literally, I did, and there's a video of it. You see me like, oh, I love this, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I realize what's about to happen in about 15 seconds.
But she knows you're a performer.
She know that, as she said to our crowd, Wednesday is our couples therapy night, and we chose Wednesday because there's this little restaurant around the corner that has karaoke night on Wednesdays. So we go from couples therapy to karaoke night, and that is a song that I love to do with her. Close right here. So it was great. It was great. And then are we talking about the because that was part of my birthday. Are we talking about the game yet or no? No, we're not talking about the game yet. Okay, I'll wait whenever you're ready. I mean, that was a big part of my birthday for sure.
Were you there?
I was at a place better, Sybil. I was at a place better. I was at my brother's house. My brother lives in the Bay, watching it with him and Luca, my younger nephew, who was not really into football, but as my brother said, that's the first game he ever watched. And so to watch that with them, think we're going to lose, and then had that Hail Mary pass. I make jokes about it, but that moment when Noah Brown caught that in the end zone, it went beyond football, right? It went to my dad taking my brother and I to the stadium when we were like literally 8 and 5 years old and sitting us on his knee for Redskins games. It was multi-generational love for the Washington football team. And we literally, there was a moment when Gary and I my brother and I were hugging each other, and Luca was in the middle of us. He was just in the middle of us. So even better than being in the stadium, I was with my brother, who I love tremendously, as you well know, for one of the biggest moments ever in Washington football team history. So
wow, that's like a Super Bowl moment.
Yes, it was like a Super Bowl moment. Oh, by the way, in case you want, here's what it looked like. You want me to show you the tree or no?
No, and he has it all queued up.
I don't know if you got to see it, but
yeah, I did not.
Watch how far he throws that ball. Watch how far he throws that ball.
There's no time left on the clock.
Oh no! Did he really catch it like that? Did he really catch it? No time left on the clock.
Hail Mary.
That was it.
Got touched and flew up in the air.
Yes.
And was and here's the thing. I was watching the game. I'm pulling for the Bears. The Bears come back in the last, minute.
Oh, 23 seconds. 23 seconds left.
But here was the funniest part to me. When he caught the ball in the end zone, I laughed so hard. I wasn't even upset. I just laughed. Because I kept going, whoever would have thought of this ending? I enjoyed it so much. I wasn't even mad because it was such an exciting game.
And the B story to that, the B story, unfortunately, for Chicago fans is Tyreek Stevenson, who is a very talented player and defensive back, was taunting the home team, was taunting the home fans and not paying attention to the play. The play was 4 seconds into the play before he got into it. Now, what's been revealed since then, and he's the person who actually tipped the ball up and got it to Noah Brown. Right. What's been revealed since then is that it was not his job. There's a specific defense for Hail Mary where his job was not to tip the ball. His job was actually to mark the guy that caught it. Like literally, his job is to be on him and box him out as if it's a basketball play. And the only reason they got it because Stevenson was taunting the crowd, got back into the game, didn't know where he was supposed to be, was in the wrong place, and tipped the ball to him.
No better for him. Manuel Murphy on Facebook, refs admit they missed a holding call. Thanks.
Blah, 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 blah. They admit like blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
I will tell you.
Several people have highlighted that it was holding. Yeah. But
I still do not watch.
There's never going to be a holding call on a Hail Mary play. You can go back to, I don't know, countless Hail Mary plays. There have been countless holdings. They're not going to call holding on a Hail Mary play unless it's egregious. It was not egregious. Live with the loss.
Trust me, just like that.
Not you. That wasn't you for Myra.
I was not.
That was for Mr. Manuel Murphy.
I just thought it was.
That was
hilarious.
someone who. Yes, it was.
But I don't watch football anymore because of Colin Kaepernick. But I do. I am in several text chains, and one of them was with Chicago people, and that's all I heard was like, "Oh, damn," and Florida Evans impersonations and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I that means
it was magical. Magical. Best birthday.
I'm glad for your team because it seems like you guys you're going somewhere. You might actually go to the Super Bowl and not have to buy tickets.
I don't think we're going to this is not our Super Bowl year, but I guarantee you we'll be there 2 or 3 years from now as long as Jaden Daniels stays healthy. He is something special. That kid is something special in the way he plays on the field, how he sees the field, and mostly how he's a leader in the locker room. look, when you get people like Troy Aikman, who is a diehard Cowboy, giving praise to a Washington football team player, like, it's special. Tony Romo was doing the same thing. So yeah.
Kwyn, are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I was trying to Google what a holding call was.
Like, what is
don't
a
know any of
football?
things. Okay.
Cleanup on aisle 1 is our next story. President Biden was accused of calling former President Donald Trump's supporters garbage on a video call with Latino activists last night.
Which he did. Oh, no. Come on.
A
Just call it
Republican
what it is.
seized on the comments while the White House offered a different explanation of what Mr. Biden said.
Because they had to.
Responding to a joke made at the Trump rally Sunday at the Madison Square Garden by the comedian known as Tony Hinchcliffe, in which Hinchcliffe called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. In the video clip obtained, it sounded like Mr. Biden, who was speaking by video to the group Voto Latino, denouncing Trump supporters as garbage. The only garbage I see, and the reason why is because of his noun and verb agreement. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. Garbage. Not supporters S, but apostrophe S.
Whatever you want to. Black apostrophes matter. Oh, it's all good. Look, he did it. Did he mean it? No, he didn't. But can he talk straight for more than 5 minutes? No, he can't. We don't have a president that can do that anymore. So he should not say anything for the next week. This completely ruined the narrative. Like, Harris had the high ground on this whole garbage thing, and now they don't because the president beats a comedian. It's always going to. And that's why Donald Trump at this moment is in a rally in Wisconsin
in a garbage
trucker's jacket, because they have the high ground on this whole garbage thing now, because Joe Biden said something he didn't mean, but he absolutely 100% said it. Full stop. Didn't mean it, but he said it.
Well, we had this out in a text earlier, but like I said,
I was waiting for you, Myra.
This is a glitch, not a ditch. And so I still think that the Latino vote is much more powerful than anything that stumbled out of Biden's mouth. And what was going around yesterday was that today we are all Puerto Rican. And I truly believe that the Latino, that there are people who are like, I was gonna vote for him, but I am Puerto Rican and I am voting for Kamala.
I want you to be right, and I especially want you to be right about those 449,000 Puerto Ricans that live in Pennsylvania. I also want you to be clear that it would have been different if Biden had said anything else, but he called people who support Trump garbage, and that got people off of the couch. People who would have stayed on their couch on Tuesday and not voted at all, which we are really counting on, got galvanized by that thing. So I get the Latino population is galvanized, but please understand the number of people who don't like being called garbage on the other side as well. And there are more of them in battleground states.
Look, and I understand that, but this is what I truly believe. Trump supporters are voting for Trump.
If they get off the couch. If they get off the couch.
If they get off. Many of them who are already voting for them, that's not going to change. I don't see as many quote unquote Trump supporters who were on the couch saying, well, I really support Trump, but I'm not voting. But I'm going to vote now because I really like Trump. And he said, no. Compared to the influence of the Latin population in this country.
If only the Latin population were in the battleground states. I agree with you. I get it. But we're not talking about where the Latin population is not, except with the exception of Pennsylvania. They don't exist in the battleground states. That's the only thing. I get it.
Arizona? Nevada? Arizona? Nevada?
I don't. You think those are true battleground states? Do you think those are true?
Sure.
Do you think those are both true battleground states?
Arizona.
I'll give you Arizona. Trump folks who might be getting off the couch are in every other one of the battleground states. I'll cede you Arizona. That's all. And I want to be wrong. I want to be clear. I
And I'm
want to
not
be
even saying
wrong.
Florida is a battleground state, but I definitely think that's going to make a difference there too.
Man, okay, look, if Florida could possibly go blue because of this, I will appear on this show naked.
Now I knew he was gonna say that. Now my cornea literally started burning.
Now,
They started burning.
now, all of you will go vote for Trump, won't you?
I think all of this is just a distraction.
Right.
From what?
I think distraction from one, paying attention to the genocide that's still going on over in Gaza and Palestine, as well as Sudan and Congo. But additionally, I think that it's very interesting to appraise the president's choice of words on a situation where we're voting for a Black woman that didn't say anything about it.
Right.
So I find that very interesting how, again, a man can speak for a woman when she actually herself did not say a damn thing. So I think it is also very distracting. And I do hear you're going to say, well, the comedians spoke for Trump. People are saying that. So like, that's also valid. I think the thing is very stupid. And I just need people to go out and vote. I did my absentee ballot. And I think you guys should go out and vote. And I did.
Thank you for mentioning that. If you are mailing in your ballot today, they suggest be the deadline for mailing it in. So put that in the mail tonight, Steve.
You're not supposed to show that.
Yeah, I can show the envelope.
I thought that was illegal.
You can show the envelope. I can show you the envelope. If not, come arrest me. I'm gonna give you my address.
Put it in the mail today.
I'm address.
No, I'm taking. Actually, Shantae and I are taking our votes in person to a voting center tomorrow.
Good.
I turn mine in on Monday. So
and Michelle Lynn Summerall, good for you. Michelle Lynn Summerall says, "Keep us on task, Kwyn." That's great. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think it's really interesting that, here she is and people speaking for her as if she is incapable, and also asking more of her than they're asking of the white guy who is really capable of effing up and making some mistakes.
Wait, who's speaking for? Nobody's speaking for Kamala. Biden didn't speak for Kamala. Well, Biden spoke for himself.
But
the media, as they are wont to do, took that and ran. But Biden was not trying to speak for Kamala. Let's not misplace it. That's not what he was doing.
Steve,
I know he did.
Putting that on her,
right? And
I agree with you, but he didn't speak for her. They put it on her because they can, because they want to, and they want to make a mess of it.
And they still will.
And Biden let that happen, and Biden made it so that could happen. But he was not speaking for her. I just want to get like, unless I missed something, he was speaking for himself and what he thought. He wasn't speaking for what he thought.
Steve.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Who's they? What are we talking about?
The surrogates. He's a surrogate.
Is a word, yeah.
And and as such, people say that he was speaking for her, and it's going to color
the Democratic Party.
It's going to color
the whole party.
All right. Yes, that's true.
Well,
it doesn't have to be true.
Let me try to put a bright side on this. Chances are we won't hear from Uncle Joe till after the election. After this,
that's the hope.
And compared to the other side, we know T-Rump and his people are gonna F up multiple times between now and next Tuesday. Right. So, yeah.
I just hope we hear the results very soon.
I'm not sure how soon that's going to be, Kwyn, but I hope that it doesn't drag out for days the way that it did in 2020.
Trust me, this time next week we still may not know, but and we can call Tuesday election day, but I'm gonna call it Hot Mess Tuesday.
HMT.
It's just gonna be a Hot Mess Tuesday because Tuesday night it's just gonna be a hot mess.
As we've had the trash talking.
Won in 2016, and the results were announced on my birthday, and I was in California, and I remember just dancing because it's a Tuesday. Nobody's in the club anyway. And I was like, okay, dang, like nobody's really trying to dance with me. Everybody turned around. I said, oh,
dang.
2 more, please. It's all right. Take it back. So my birthday, regardless, because hope is a discipline.
Yes, it is.
Even whatever the results happen, whatever the results are, people are going to be upset on both ends. We are the system. The people are the system, y'all. So let's maintain hope. Do what you're going to do. Choose your weapon. Prepare for battle, because this is a constant struggle, a constant fight, as Angela Davis said. And let's get to fighting. I don't want people to be so weighed down by hopelessness, because I see hope in all of us.
Amen. Amen. Do you see hope in this? Arnold Schwarzenegger says that he is endorsing Kamala Harris,
I thought that was
blasting
nice.
Donald Trump as un-American. The former Republican and former California governor said he doesn't like any party, but that he's still going with Harris.
I
I
just
didn't
wish he
even
were a
like
former governor of a battleground state. That's all. I mean, he's not in California. I mean, that's all. I mean, it's lovely and wonderful, and but is it going to make what vote is it going to change where we need the votes changed?
Well, maybe Michigan, where a very strong Democratic woman is the governor. Airlines are now required to give customers automatic refunds under a new Department of Transportation rule that went into effect this week. While the new regulation won't make grappling with the flight delays and cancellations less hellish, you at least are guaranteed to get your money back when an airline does not transport you, Myra, from point A to point B as promised without having any paperwork to file. The law is designed to incentivize airlines to minimize the disruptions, according to the Secretary of Transportation, Mayor Pete, when the rule went into effect this week.
So trust and believe those planes are going to be taking off now. If they say 10:01, they're going to be slapping that sucker in reverse at 10 o'clock.
But here's the other side of the transportation story, Myra. Spirit Airlines Pilots Union said that it reached an agreement with the company to avoid involuntary furloughs of around 600 pilots because the federal aid that they got from the government during the pandemic is running out at the end of this month, like tomorrow. And so they say half of their more than 2,500 pilots will have to work fewer hours and a reduction. So that's going to affect their money. And then it's also going to be affected if the flights are delayed. American Airlines is another one of those that says it's planning to cut 19,000 jobs, including 1,600 of its 15,000 pilots this month, unless it gets more federal aid. And JetBlue Airways says pilots are also set to avoid furloughs until at least May, thanks to their cost-cutting agreement. Southwest says it doesn't plan to furlough any workers either.
I just find it funny whenever you say Spirit Airlines. I just think, what an oxymoron. Spirit Airlines, stop. You're so funny.
That's so crazy.
You're so crazy self.
Sorry to inform you of another celebrity breakup. Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum, their engagement is off.
That hurt.
Why?
Why?
Oh, come on. I just look. Okay, so let's be clear. Zoe Kravitz is the product of two gorgeous people having a child. Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz's child would have been a product of two gorgeous people having a child. I always love when that happens. So,
I love the fact that two really average looking people can have a beautiful child. That gives us hope.
I love it when two ugly people have a beautiful child. Who knew? What are the odds? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yes,
so,
they split after 3 years together. The reasons behind their decision still not known, as if we need to know.
Well, this is what I said. They just did a movie together. Once you find out,
she directed the movie.
But working together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a test right there.
And they're working on another movie together.
Oh.
So
they are?
Yeah.
Is principal photography finished?
They say that they're keeping it amicable for the sake of their careers. They're still going to share the screen in an upcoming movie called Alpha Gang. So there you go.
That's because money has already been invested and contracts have been.
I was about to say.
Okay.
And Alpha Gang's probably already been shot. Alpha Gang has probably already been shot. That's the thing.
Yep.
And the agents already have their money, so
they got to do the PR for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we ain't doing that. That's not.
Make those appearances and make that money.
Let's close out with the jewels so that Kwyn can get to class and be on time. Self-control allows you to pause before making impulsive decisions. So inhale self-control, exhale impulsiveness.
I'm not sure those things are opposite, but okay, I'll go with it for the sake of the jewel. But
I am trying to go skydiving for my birthday, so I am doing something.
You are doing what?
Skydiving.
Where? Oh, never mind. Talk about that later. Okay.
You and the bow?
Exactly.
No, I don't have no bow. It's just me.
You and the chef?
No, it's just me.
You and the dude who cooked your dinner.
Listen, we're gonna keep
You-
up with the roster. We have to come up with different names. But
You
yeah,
and the dudes had you be giggly all day? No, not that guy.
And left a full bottle in the freezer.
goodbye. Have a good evening, everybody.
Just call them new baby.
Go out and vote.
Everybody gets a generic name. Just call them all new baby. Hey, new baby.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Hey.